Hey everyone, it's me, Clayton. I just got back from watching the new Aladdin remake, starring Will Smith and directed by Guy Ritchie. Now, when it comes to Aladdin, I'm sure most Disney fans will know that it's an absolute classic. People loved the animation, people loved the music, people loved Robin Williams' performance as the genie, and people loved the love story between Aladdin and Jasmine. And while this film certainly doesn't reach the same heights, it definitely does provide an entertaining movie-watching experience that does do a few things differently. But let's get to the story, shall we? The story is, I'm sure you've heard it. A poor thief Aladdin ends up getting scouted by the vizier to the Sultan Jafar because he wants a magic lamp that will allow him to become the Sultan. When Aladdin finds the lamp, he finds a mystical genie, played here by Will Smith, who gives him 3 wishes, and it gives him the opportunity to not only get out of becoming a thief, but to also fall in love with the beautiful Princess Jasmine. That setup's basically the same there, but they also add some war politics between Jafar and other nations. Yes, they really go that far. And they also add more personality and more motivation for Jasmine's character by having her actually want to become the Sultan herself. So that's basically the plot, and obviously as this film is over 2 hours long, they had to add a few things to have it reach that length. And honestly, I like the additions they have for the most part. I like the additions they make to the genie's character. He actually does have a little bit more expansion to him and how he ends up. And I really like Jasmine's additions too. Don't get me wrong, I love Jasmine from the original Disney movie, but she certainly didn't have a lot to do in the plot other than be the love interest. Here, she gets to have more motivation to herself, and she even has her own song, Speechless, which fits right into the soundtrack, and Naomi Scott sounds amazing while singing it. In fact, I think this might be a star-making role for her. The guy who plays Aladdin, he looks the part, and he looks and sounds like Aladdin, but there's not much that's really added to him outside of that. So, surprisingly, despite being the main character, he's easily the least interesting of the cast. That's not to say he has the worst performance, though. The person who plays Jafar, it pales in comparison to the original. He's not nearly as intimidating, he's not nearly as captivating, and his acting goes from over-the-top hammy to just being kind of lazy. I'm sure that guys acted well in other things, but he really didn't impress me here. But of course, the biggest actor that people want me to talk about is Will Smith as the genie. Obviously, I do prefer the Robin Williams genie. I just think he's a more versatile comedic actor. But the thing that I like is that Will Smith doesn't try to play it like Robin Williams. He plays it very differently as sort of a Prince of Bel-Air life coach. And it actually does work for his character. It doesn't feel out of place. He's genuinely funny in most of the scenes he's in. And the additions he makes to his character fit Will Smith as an actor, and they make the role more his thing. Obviously, there's no way he's ever going to top Robin Williams, but I don't think he was ever trying to, which is something I appreciate. Now, the production values of the movie are, of course, very good. Agrabah itself looks amazing, and it's clear that a lot of work went into it, sort of like a Bollywood production, especially with the type of musical numbers, the stylings that they do, and when it comes to the dancing throughout the musical numbers. Some of it works, some of it doesn't, but all the songs are generally as catchy as they were back then. All the favorites are here, plus the new song Speechless, Prince Ali, You Never Had a Friend Like Me, One Jump Ahead, A Whole New World. They're all here and they're all sung well. Now, when it comes to everything else in the movie, there are a couple of new characters that are introduced, like a handmaid named Dahlia, who has a pretty entertaining personality and often made me laugh just as often as the genie did. And there's a couple of other characters that are given a little more development than the original, but none of them are really that tangentially related to the main plot. So, while the movie definitely has differences from the original, it still sticks true to the heart of the original, and while it certainly has some flaws with how some actors are done, and how certain changes aren't for the better, I do think this is a worthwhile Disney remake, and I hope more Disney remakes try to do more of this and less shot-for-shot reimaginings. So, I give this version of Aladdin a 7.5 out of 10. See you next time.